Does he edge out Nikola Jokic because OKC is doing so well this year and they had such a historic season when it comes to the win and loss ratio? Or do you give it to Jokic because he is just having a crazy season? Hi Sky, are you joining us today? Sky's joining us for the episode today. What's up, you guys? I'm Rachel DeMita, and welcome to the Courtside Club. Today, we have an NBA update video for you. I do these types of videos with my WNBA and college content. Haven't done it much in the NBA, but there's actually so much going on right now. The NBA is super exciting at the moment. Playoffs are in full swing, and there's also some drama and other things going on. So let's talk about all of it. Sky, come on. But before we start, you guys, let me know in the comments below who you have winning the NBA Finals this season. I still feel like there are so many teams in the running. You guys let me know your predictions in the comments below. And with that, let's jump right in. It was just announced today that the NBA opening weekend playoff ratings are the best that they have been in 25 years. NBA Commissioner Adam Silver said Tuesday that television ratings from the opening weekend of playoffs were the best the league has seen in about a quarter century. The league said the 8 games over the weekend averaged 4.4 million viewers, the highest average in 25 years, and a 17% increase over the opening weekend of last year's playoffs. ESPN added that it was the most watched opening weekend ever on its platforms, with nearly 6.7 million people on average watching Sunday's Orlando vs. Boston game on ABC, and a peak of just over 8 million for that game. I wanted to make sure that I covered this bit of news today, you guys, because earlier on in the season, we had covered the NBA ratings and how they had seen a dramatic drop in viewership at the start of this season. So it really seems like the NBA has turned it around. People are more excited about the league. There are more people tuning into these playoffs. I think that there's a lot of different reasons as to why that might be. Firstly, in the beginning of the season, there were other things going on. And in the beginning of the season, you don't really get the kind of effort and spark from some of these players that a lot of fans want to see. Football is still going on at that time. There's just a lot of other things. Right now for the NBA, there's no college basketball, there is no football, there is no WNBA. All eyes are on the NBA right now. Is hockey going on? Is hockey going on right? See, this is how much I know about hockey and baseball. I think hockey and baseball are going on, but still, all eyes are on the NBA. And there is this extra spark that we are seeing from players from teams. I think this playoffs are also super exciting because it doesn't seem like there's one front runner team in this year's NBA playoffs. We have a team like the Oklahoma City Thunder who had a historic regular season, but they're going into the playoffs with a lot of people not even thinking that they can make it to the finals or win the finals because people are doubting how young they are. And just honestly, I don't even know why people are doubting the Thunder as much as they are, but there's so many people doubting them. And then you have the Cavs on the other side who also had a historic season, but a lot of people are still favoring Boston on that side. And then you also have a lot of Knicks fans who are super excited about their team. The Warriors, they are a low seed, but they are some of the favorites to win the NBA Finals. Then you also have Luka going from Dallas playing for the Lakers, so a lot of people are lasered in on the Lakers to see how well they do in these playoffs. There are just so many different storylines and so many things that could happen. Also, these playoff games, for the most part, have been pretty close games. They have been really good playoff games, so it makes sense as to why the ratings are up, and it's exciting. It's super exciting for the NBA, and I'm happy that we have now seen this shift. Now, speaking of the Luka trade to LA, I know we have talked about it multiple times on the channel, but someone who can't stop talking about it is Nico Harrison. And obviously when he does any sort of press conference, that is going to be one of the things, or the main thing, at least this season, that reporters are going to be asking him about. And he recently did a press conference that some of his answers were just wild to me. One of the quotes that was going super viral and was shocking to a lot of NBA fans was what he had to say about Luka in regards of his importance to the Mavs fan base. And here's what he had to say.
Did the anger and outrage from the fan base, has that exceeded what you were kind of planning for?
Yeah, good question. I did know that Luka was important to the fan base. I didn't quite
know it to what level?
Now, this answer was only 6 seconds, but even in that short amount of time, Nico Harrison is pretty much saying, as the GM of this Mavericks organization, I am not in tune enough with what the fans want, because him saying that he did not realize how important Luka was to the fan base, I feel like Luka was more important to the fan base, even more important than he was to the Mavericks on the court. And maybe that is the reason, or in Nico's mind, why he wanted to send him to the Lakers. And he's still standing on the fact that defense wins championships, and that's what he was trying to do by bringing Anthony Davis into this team, and he's standing on that. But to say that he did not realize how important Luka was to this fan base, you could build a statue of Luka without winning any rings in Dallas, and fans would flood to that. What I will give Nico credit for is he is standing on his decision. He's not saying whether you love it, whether you hate it, I don't know who loves the decision, but he is standing on it that this is why we made this trade. Just wait and see. Defense wins championships. He is happy with the team that he is putting together, and I guess we all will just have to see. I think at this point, I surely hope that this is the last press conference that we hear from Nico, because it seems like he's just digging himself into a hole. He also said that he never spoke ill of Luka, and Luka said differently in one of his press conferences. He just couldn't believe the things that they were saying about him, how they were saying he was overweight, he was out of shape, he didn't work hard, all these different things, when he felt like he was giving his all, giving his everything to the Mavericks organization. So I hope that this is the last that we hear, and we can kind of close the book on the drama that went down between these two teams. But with that, I do have to say, I think the drama of the Luka trade, him going to the Lakers, got a lot more people interested in seeing how he's going to do with the Lakers and what the Lakers can do in these playoffs. And it even happened with me as well. Like, I'm not a huge Lakers fan. I'm not cheering for the Lakers, but I am interested to see how well they do with Luka coming onto the squad this year and seeing if they can possibly make it to the Western Conference Finals. I don't think that they will. I don't necessarily think it's their year, but what I will say is I will be interested to see if it comes down to the Lakers Warriors to get to that Western Conference Finals. That's a beautiful matchup. The basketball gods were with the seeding this year for playoffs, because I'm just loving the matchups across the board. But you guys let me know in the comments below, how far do you think that the Lakers will go during this playoffs, and will they win a championship in the next, let's say, 5 years? Something else that was just revealed was the results of an anonymous NBA player poll from The Athletic. So some of these categories were super interesting to me. Firstly, who the NBA players voted as the most overrated player in the NBA was Tyrese Halliburton with 14.4% of the votes. As the best organization, they voted the Golden State Warriors with 21.9%, and then they also voted for the Charlotte Hornets as the worst organization with 38.1% of the votes. And I have to say that I kind of agree with that one, as harsh as it might sound. When the players were asked who will win the title, 57.7% of them said the Boston Celtics, which would hurt my soul because I do sideline reporting with Brian Scalabrine throughout the entire summer, and if I have to hear from him again about his Boston Celtics all summer, I just can't do it. I can't do it. Cavs, Knicks, do what you need to do to make Boston not win another title. And lastly, 56.1% of the anonymous player poll voted for Shai Gilgeous-Alexander to win MVP. Now, this is something that has also been talked about so much lately, is the MVP running for this year. So the finalists were announced, and it is Giannis, it is SGA, and it is also Nikola Jokic, with the top two obviously being SGA and the Joker. Where it gets interesting this season is Jokic is having one of the best seasons ever in NBA history. Like, he is just having an insane season for a solo player, yet SGA is having his best season and his team is doing better. So this is where it gets so tricky when you're talking about MVP. Do you give the award to SGA because he is having his personal best season, even though it isn't as great as a season that the Joker is having, but do you give it to him? Does he edge out Nikola Jokic because OKC is doing so so well this year and they had such a historic season when it comes to the win and loss ratio? Or do you give it to Jokic because he is just having a crazy season? Like, he is putting up numbers that we have never seen. If you look at his stats from this season, he is averaging a triple-double, 29.6 points per game, 12.7 rebounds per game, and 10.2 assists per game. Now, he is third in league scoring, he is third in league rebounding, and he is second in assists. If you look at SGA stats, he is averaging 32.7 points per game. He is leading the league in scoring, averages 5 rebounds per game, and 16.4 assists per game. Now, he is 76th in rebounds per game, and he is 14th overall in assists per game. So if you look at these two players side by side, Jokic on the stat line is clearing SGA. Now, the players overwhelmingly voted for Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, but there is still, like, I hate when the media says that it's SGA's year, and they kind of did what the NBA did with A'ja Wilson last year. They kind of crowned SGA MVP before the season started because I think a lot of them thought that SGA should have gotten MVP last year, but I hate that narrative. I think we should be able to have this discussion, and it's a race. Like, there is a race to be had, but it's really crazy when you put these stats side by side and just see the kind of crazy year. Like, we don't know if we will see a player put up the kind of numbers that Jokic is putting up this year. We don't know if we will see that ever again. He's having his greatest year, one of the greatest years in NBA history. SGA just happens to be having his greatest season, and OKC is doing so well. So also, you guys let me know in the comments below, who do you have for NBA MVP? Lastly, you guys, I wanted to cover this because I just thought it was hilarious because Anthony Edwards continues to be the funniest player in the NBA. The NBA is fining Minnesota's Anthony Edwards $50,000 for his "my D is bigger than yours" comments to the Lakers crowd on Saturday night, sources tell ESPN. I will show you guys this video of what he was saying to the fans. Anthony Edwards is no stranger to smack talk, especially when it comes to fans. He is no stranger of taunting fans. I think it was last year's playoffs where he was doing the little, I don't know if that's like a wrestling move or something, where he was kind of mocking the fans and doing that. He gets fined often for some of his antics. I think it's hilarious. I didn't realize that this is something you could be fined for, but the NBA said, yeah, no, we don't want you doing that. So he was fined $50K for that. It's funny to me. It adds to the drama. The NBA is a reality show and it's quite entertaining, but that's all I have for you guys today. Let me know in the comments below all of your thoughts on everything that we went over. Also, if you like videos like this and you want me to do more covering the NBA, let me know in the comments below. Thumbs up this video if you enjoyed it and click that little subscribe button because we upload new videos every single week. And with that, you guys, I'll see you next time. Ooh, yeah, nah.